Are you more of a Pied Piper kind of bra or like a Hulu team member? This video is some advice on the benefits of working at a startup versus a corporation and why. Experience. Security. Meanie. Let's jump right in, shall we? Security. Public companies are more likely to stay in business. Going out of business means you got a long, drawn-out process. It happens. Look at Brookstone and Toys R Us. But more than likely, you've got some job security, and you don't have to worry about your company falling apart. Startup companies are known for falling under internal turmoil, running out of money. Most startup companies don't last 5 years. A startup company means that your company is trying to grow, sometimes on its own through sales, sometimes through VC funding, but what it really means is it's not a fully ready company and it's kind of half-baked. So it's risky. Meanie. Startups often pay low to mid and offer you value in the form of shares in the company. In particular, when the company is just starting and they're just trying to build the company out, and they have few team members. So the longer you stay, the more valuable your incentives are worth in the company because you'll have a portion ownership of the company. Corporations typically have a set salary that's a market rate. Sometimes larger corporations, some of the branded Silicon Valley companies offer much higher salaries to offset the competition, as well as just the actual cost of living in a place like Silicon Valley, which is mental, especially San Francisco. When you work at a corporation, there's very little, it's a very low chance that you'll see anything related to stocks, ownership, or shares, unless you're a C-level executive, and then you'll get a pretty sweet salary. It'll be really freaking sweet. Experience. In a corporation or a big company, you'll learn everything you need to know in your area, in your lane, in that area of the business. In many cases, you know what you need to, just to do your job. Keep in mind that the company is not incentivized to teach you anything other than that that's not critical for you to do your job. There's just no reason to. It doesn't create more value, it just provides a risk of someone knowing more information about the company. So if you want to learn more, you'll need to take on more work and more responsibility and maybe level up in the company before you learn more about kind of what some of the future plans are. In a startup company, in most cases, especially really small startups, you get to learn about the whole dang business, the whole thing. So from the vision, the business partners, strategic objectives, the sales strategies, some of the issues going on, and what each person on the team does, you'll know it all. And sitting in on any meeting, you'll understand just how the company works and how you fit in. A growth. In a corporation, if you know what you want to be doing, this is a good place to do that. Most companies have a set trajectory that you can follow. So like a junior, senior, supervisor, manager, executive, some O-related title. In a startup, although there are different levels, it's typically a lot more fluid. It's not abnormal to see someone in a completely different role change to a different department. Where a startup gets interesting is kind of counter to that security point for corporations. If it doesn't shutter, there's an opportunity for it to go big. And if you're on the team, you'll have a chance to reap the benefits of being on the ground floor and seeing it scale. Life hack time. Life hack time. Do a search on LinkedIn for the kind of dream role you're looking for. Like literally search the job title. Find a few people and look into their history to see how they got there. I'm sure a few people have taken a route of working only in corporations. Others may have a mix of like a really good school and some semi-related role, and others may just have a serious startup hustle. Not sure what you want to do? Start figuring out what you don't like doing. And the only way to do that is to do it. Do something. Start doing it. I spent some of my career doing just that. And I realized pretty soon into roles, it wasn't for me, but I had to do it to know. There was no way of Googling it or watching videos to really understand. I had to do it hands-on. And it's better to go in some direction than to risk getting stuck in some easy job that requires less thinking. Sure, you make less money, but it's just like super easy and simple to do. Don't let that happen. The magic that you have inside you needs to get out. It wants to get out. It's begging you to let it out. But you need to give it a chance. And the only chance that it's gonna have is if you take action and you try. And you just jump right in. And you try something that you've been thinking about, you give it a rip, you give it a go away, and try it. And if you hate it, after you've given it a good shot, no BS in here. I'm pointing, not at you, but just pointing in general. Once you've given it a shot, then you move on to the next thing that excites you. Maybe something you've learned there was like, I'm into that. Then try that. And keep going until you've flushed out what your heart's been craving and that fire is burning for. Jeez. It's exciting. You got this.